Hi and welcome back to the garden. In this video I'm going to show you how we tidy up our Persicaria affinis. This is a very beautiful cultivar of Persicaria affinis and it's called Superba. It has the most beautiful pink and red and different shades throughout the summer months, but at this time of year it's not looking the greatest. We had a lovely array of lovely foliage as it went into autumn, but now it's looking all dead and brown, but there are signs of growth, and now is the time we need to get in there and give it a little bit of a tidy up. So the first thing we do is just using our hands, is just run it through the plant and just pick out all of these leaves that just come off quite easily in your hand. And that just lets more light into the plant as well, just keeping it looking nice and fresh. So it starts to have all these new green shoots coming out as we're getting through the month of April. But before then, it's looking quite sorry for itself. But once we see these shoots coming out, we can then get in and just, using our fingers like I'm just doing now, and just pull out all of these dead leaves. Now obviously I'm not going to get them all. If I did that I'd be going to be here all day. But I'm just going to try and get as much as I can, just by combing through it, just with my hand. And it's quite a satisfying job because it gives you the feeling that you're actually making a difference, because when you look back and see what it looks like after you've done this task, it does actually look a lot better. Now this is quite a vigorous growing plant, so it's grown in this area of the rockery. This section used to be where a waterfall used to trickle water down into the pond just right behind me. So the level of soil in this area is quite shallow, which is why we grow it along this bit, and we'll leave the plants that need a bit more depth to the other areas of this rockery. It just fills the space and looks really, really nice. So what I'm also going to do while I'm here is, because it is so vigorous and it does have a tendency to want to spread all over the rocks and out of the place where we've planted it, I'm just going to cut some of these back as well. It doesn't need to be really scientific, it's just a case of just chopping these stems back and just making sure that it doesn't encroach areas that we don't want it to. So these areas, for example, we don't want it going much past that area there. And the good thing about Persicaria is, as you do this, you'll notice that the bits you're taking off have probably got roots on them. So if you did want to have this plant somewhere else in the garden, you could quite easily just chop that a little bit, just bury that under the soil, leaving these pieces of growth protruding from the top of the soil, and that will just grow away really easily. But we have loads and loads of it, so we don't need to be growing anymore. If you're not careful, it does want to grow all over the place. So I'm just being very, very careful that it doesn't take over this whole rockery. It's starting to root there, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a prune there. It's one of those plants that's really tough as old boots, so you don't really have to be that careful and that delicate about it. And I'll just cut some of these ones that's overhanging. And we'll probably have to do this again as the plant's growing throughout the summer, because it does have a tendency to grow quite rapidly over the summer months, and before you know it needs cutting back again. few more there. Get those out of there. And then bits. So I'm going to leave it there. If we go any further, it's going to take me all evening. So that's all you need to do. This is just a quick tidy up, a quick cut back, just to keep it in its place. And again, if you do want some more plants, all these bits that are coming off usually have a little bit of root on them. So you can just pot them up in some pots of compost, or just move them directly straight away into the part of the garden where you want them. Thanks very much for watching this short video on how to tidy up your Persicaria affinis now that spring's arrived. Please give us a like, please subscribe to our videos on our channel, and if you have any comments, please drop them in the comments box below the video. We'll see you very soon on the next one. In the meantime, please do take care.